Alright, let's do a very quick playthrough with Xerxes here, King of Kings specifically. We're going to go for a militaristic victory, hopefully kind of quickly. We're going to start in Antiquity, and we're going to be going as Persia. I feel like that's just the way to go about it. Going to be going on medium difficulty here. I know I said next time I would try to do the one up, but because I expect this to be not too long, we're going to kind of try to blitz through it here. So we're going to be doing small, normal age length, and then light disasters, no crises. I want to see how quickly I can blitz through this. We have no idea what our 6 random opponents are going to be. I'm hopefully going to try to speedrun this. Ideally, this is only going to be like 1, maybe 2 episodes. So we'll see what we can do. Obviously, for our 2 little mementos, we went with a settlement limit, +1, and then we went for the attacking bonus on our combat strength, rather, while we're adjacent to 2 enemies. I think that'll be fine with our mortals. We're on, like, medium difficulty, too, so nothing should be too insane. We won't really be able to fully win a militaristic victory, or at least wipe everybody out, but ideally we're going to try to take over our home continent here as fast as possible. So we'll see what we can do in that regard. I'm going to go animal husbandry. I'm going to go warrior first, and then we're going to use this warrior as a scout, as well as the other one that we make. Sorry about that, just had to fix up something real quick. So yeah, so the beginning here is going to be kind of Z tier. For all intents and purposes, I'm going to mark this, although it's quite literally we just have to hit 12 settlements. That was actually a really good find. If nobody else is in this vicinity, then we might be able to suck that up rather fast here. I'm going to pick up production in Parsa. Put down the granary now. Let's pick up the 111 tile. And then after granary, we're going to go with another warrior, and we're going to send him to the south to scout. That might be the edge of the map for now. This is, I believe, continents I selected, question mark. So, very well, this could be all there is. Like, these could be the mini islands or whatever that are often present. We will have to see, however. We want to go with science and infantry. I'm going to go with production and science on the palace. Extra production is obviously very good here. Send those guys up. Then we have like 7 or so turns before we can influence this city-state, which we will try to do. And eventually we'll try to incorporate them as well. So as we can see, the edges of the map are kind of big, so this is like the length of the continent south at least. What's interesting, I skipped a camp up there, which was kind of bad. What's interesting here is, yeah, we'll just do that. And the reason we'll do that is it's another city-state we're going to have to try to influence eventually, so... And in fact, we might do them first because they're a militaristic city-state. Go with the 1-2-1 tile. Okay, very cool. There's a culture city-state. I kind of don't want to fuck with them just yet. Pick up the gold. The more gold we get, the more we can buy out units, which is maybe something that will come up as, excuse me, something that we want to do. 3 more turns before it looks like we're going to be fighting here, unfortunately. Kind of a waste of time for my warrior, but it's alright. That might have been a bad spot to actually move into. Well, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not terrible because our combat strength is still really high, so that's fine. Go pottery here. Send these guys over this way. So far, we still haven't found... Okay, no, there we go. So we found Frederic. We're just going to do a friendly meeting, and then we're going to head down here and start influencing these guys. Let's just heal this guy up before we do that. I don't want to walk into some random, like, barbarian and lose him for almost nothing. Gonna go into warriors next. So Frederica's up here with Roma. Frederick of Rome. That's kind of annoying, to be honest. That's also kind of annoying. I'm just gonna put this guy to sleep for now, because ideally a scenario is that we're gonna want to send 5 or 6 or something warriors over there, and then just maybe try to slurp up what he has, his city at least, or cities if it comes to that as well. We'll back those guys off. I think they're gonna die if I leave them there, so it's probably better just to pull them off. Pick up the 2-1. It's just better. I'm gonna go settler now, and then we're gonna go right back into warriors. Keep moving these guys over. Bring these guys down the coast. Oh, that's unlucky. That is exactly where I wanted to go with them. I mean, I guess I can hit the scout. There's no downside to that. Nice. Now we'll put them there, and then they can heal up a little bit. Go into writing. Okay, so there's some jimmies there. I don't think that's going to end up being a problem, so I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to move right into where we want to be going. Let's grab this. We'll pick up happiness. That seems not terrible here. This settler is going to go up here. More so because there's guys down here, and I don't want to deal with that right away. We'll go with money. Go to discipline. I'm going to give us an army commander, which, with what we've got going on here, or our plans for what we want to do this game, will be probably very good. Get perhaps a lead. So now I have 2 options, right? I can try to influence Moreau, or I can, like, kind of give up on that idea and use my influence for war support. Both of which I think are completely viable options. So we'll have to see. Okay, so now Moreau is hostile with me. That's not very good. So that means we should probably put these guys here. The worst case scenario would be the city flipping. Or sorry, them taking over the city and then just, like, bopping it away. We did just lose our warriors there, though, for basically nothing, which is kind of bad. Keep making warriors there. Keep these guys just chilling over here. I also got a warrior in Hagmana. I don't even want to begin to try to pronounce it. Tecumseh. Excellent. So the thing about Moreau that's kind of annoying here is that even if we start influencing it, it won't probably matter or be at a point where we get to get any actual value from them being friendly with us, like during the conflict that we are probably going to have. So I almost don't even think that I want to waste time trying to influence them, and instead maybe just try to get rid of their city overall, or their little, like, thingy, disperse it. That's what it's called, dispersing it. Just because of, like I said, I don't really see a benefit to keeping them up. So we have 3 warriors over here. We're a bit late, as of course they have a settler now, which is kind of bad. I'm going to make a settler myself. So these warriors will be able to go to Moreau and disperse that on the way to, like, the actual fight with Frederick. And of course he's, like, the closest to me, so that's why we want to get rid of him first. No other real reason. Want to save up our money to maybe flip this to a city. Costs 550 though, which is quite a bit. Here we're going to pick up the culture. Pick up the 3 production. Go with currency. It's going to take a little while, but that's alright. So our next city we're probably going to settle. So this is kind of like a strange spot here. I think we're going to support this because it'll just nullify the boost that he's going to get, essentially. Hit the city. Here's our army commander. Send that over. Looks like we met somebody else. Isabel. Again, we're just going to go neutral here. Now we want to save our influence for war support. Up here, we are going to purchase a slinger. And then we're going to move this somewhere down there. We probably settle next to the marble. Either way right now, it doesn't matter. We're going to buy another slinger, though. We're going to pick that up. That was just a great pickup for us because, as we were just talking about, it's a military city-state, so getting a free combat strength is... I mean, it's not insane, but it's definitely better than just nothing, right? Disperse that. There's a militaristic attribute point. One free war support right now. We're not going to be really fighting independent people too much, so picking that up is obviously much better. I will take the gold per turn. These guys are from where? Moreau. I thought Moreau would just despawn, but I guess not. Slightly annoying, but it's alright. Put these guys over here. So these slingers we're just going to keep over in this region, just because we want to be able to deal with the jimmies coming from the south here. We have Sandapura. Here we're going to buy out another warrior. And hopefully finish off the remaining Moreau people. Of course we have not just yet. Just load up our army commander here. So we're going to found this city, and then we're going to buy a warrior in it. We'll grow with the... I guess the 111 is fine here. I guess the war support against free people wouldn't have been terrible in hindsight, just because there's so many that are in this region. But honestly, I think it's fine. We're going to go with the plus 50% towards training infantry. So this should be like really quick infantry units that we're going to be getting. I mean, maybe not, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case here. I'm going to keep these guys right here just because I want to be able to suit everybody up into it. Put this here. So it was something like 550 or whatever to flip one of those to cities. As it stands, we have 4 warriors up there, and then like another, give or take, yeah, there we go. There's 1 turn to train that. And then we have a bunch of guys coming from down here, so we'll have a decent, like, presence at the fight. Or the war with them, rather. They probably have 2 cities. They're also playing as Rome, so they'll have legions pretty soon. Or rather, eventually, so that's something to just think about. I think these guys here, these 3 dudes, we're just going to keep there. So, there should be 6 civs in this game, and it looks like 3 are on this continent, which is both good and kind of bad. Like, equally at the same time. Let's suit this up. Let's head this way. So they have a bunch of slingers. And they have archers, actually. So this is probably going to be a decently, like, maybe not complicated, but a little bit of a convoluted fight. I'm going to actually cancel this warrior, queue this thingy up, the army commander, and then just make some more warriors, because we'll just suit it up with 4. We'll send those guys there. They have some slingers. That's kind of annoying. So I believe the deity game that I won was with Xerxes, actually. It was a very quick, like, just rush people in antiquity type of game. I don't know if that's going to happen this game or not. We'll see. Obviously, we're going to try. But I cannot guarantee it. Looks like the city-state's going to be over here somewhere. That's honestly fine, because if I can find it and just knock it out now, it would be better than, you know, leaving it. So we have to train a siege unit for the objective and then take an enemy settlement. Obviously, we're going to be worried about getting the settlement. Eventually, we'll train a siege unit. In fact, I could probably do it after we make the army commander. This is probably a great time to go to war now, actually. Given where their slingers are, we're probably going to get some free hits on them. So, let's go with a surprise war. I should have opened the thingy first. So we get to just straight up even, which, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's fine. It's better than the alternative, which is just not actually having that. We're going to hit the settler there, actually, which might be not, like, the best, but I think in this situation it's fine. And then this, we're going to hit just the slinger. So that was a decent, like, surprise attack to start with. If this settler doesn't settle too, we should be able to just knock it out right now. Which, in theory, would be good. Denying them an extra city that we eventually have to take is probably a good thing, all things considered. I'll put these guys in the water there. And then these guys can go up. There is the city-state, as I expected to see. I might actually not be able to disperse that. This is kind of like a big thing right here. I mean, I guess, like... I guess with how this is, we should kill the warriors right here, and then this'll... Yeah, that did, and then that'll weaken the other ones. So honestly, it's not terrible. Let's hit the slinger there. And we're just gonna run at that. I don't see where the settler went. I don't know if it just died or if I missed something. I might have missed something. It might have just died. Or rather, it might have just, like, just died. Not as in, you know, just died right now. As in, it, died, like, full stop. So we have an army commander in one turn here. I think our training infantry units actually kind of wore out, which is kind of unlucky, but it's alright. To deal with this up here, we're going to buy a dude right here. I think I just grabbed the 2-1 tile. I think that's better than worrying about anything else. This is an army commander. That's not really what I wanted to do. There we go. So this should be the fall of Roma, and then they might have another city. It appears they do. We would like to keep Roma, please. Go with happiness. We're going to go with a promotion here. Nice free promotion. So they do have one more city. I actually don't know where it is either. I'm going to send these guys down here. I'm going to send this guy. That's where the city is. Okay. Yeah, we're actually just going to not even worry about healing. We're just going to head right over there. Try to get them out now while I can. Alright, cool. We're going to leave this guy here for now, just so the other guys that we trained can just get sucked right up in there. And we're just going to leave that to heal. That might die, but even if it dies, I think it'll be fine. We have a ton of pressure over here, so that's pretty good. So we're at -2 war support right now, which is actually kind of bad, all things considered. But I don't think it's going to matter. Looks like he's dealing with some free people, actually, which is probably very annoying, given how we are also attacking him. It's like he's getting double teamed. We're going to leave this guy to heal. I'm going to leave this guy on 1 HP to heal. I think the guys that we have right now should be enough to deal with what he has left. I mean, unless there's one more city somewhere, but I do not believe that's the case. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, there, we're just going to hit that. We're going to suit this guy up into the army commander and just pass. Alright. +1 settlement limit seems pretty good. Although I like the Archimede Empire, that also seems pretty good. So that drops the defenses, actually, completely, in fact. So now we just have to kill the archer that's there, which should happen next turn. Put this here, this here. Kill that scout. Excellent. Okay, so there's the settler from earlier that we were talking about. I don't think I can attack this, so I can't. Although I don't think that's going to be enough to kill. Okay, it was. Excellent. So that just means that they are actually fully dead there. Very good. How do I want to go about this? Sure, we'll send in like that. And sure, we'll hit this free city here. I don't know really where to put that. That's alright. So now we have like 2 options here. And I think the correct one is be prepared to go down to Isabel and try to take over what she has down there. So we're just going to suit this up and then get prepared basically to go all the way down to the south and try to take that over. If we can knock out 2 civs pretty early, we'll have such a high boost for the rest of the game, really, that, I mean, honestly, it should be alright. We should be, you know, winning 99% of the time. Here we're going to pick up the 1-1 there. I think that's fine. We'll go irrigation. I'm going to train another army commander. Excuse me, might be wrong, but I think there it's fine. That can attack, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. So that killed our warrior, but the scout is literally 1 HP, so we'll be able to take that over next turn. We're going to keep our army commander here just to, you know, be prepared to have everybody get popped into him. Honestly, we're just going to send the slinger up there and it'll heal up. I'm going to back this guy up just so he doesn't randomly die to the warrior that's there. Alright, we'll suit him up. And then we have one more spot in this army commander. In this case, we're going to hit the spearman there. We're going to keep healing on these guys. I, like, unfortunately think these guys might die, but if they don't, well, they didn't get attacked, actually, so that ends up working out. In this case, let's head down here, and let's buy a slinger. Let's head up here, and let's buy another slinger. These will be going south. Let's put that guy in there. So now we have a full army commander on his way down. This one I'll leave here, because the guy will just be able to go in there eventually. That'll put the spearman to, like, 1, which is excellent. We get to walk right in there. And that is the end of Frederick. Awesome. So that is a pretty good start here. We're a little bit later in the game than I would have liked, 56 turns, but we did actually end up taking over what is currently 2 cities, I believe, and 1 civ is gone now, which is pretty good. So now we're just going to chill, make sure these guys are here ready to, you know, get in the army commander like we were talking about. Have our slinger heal. So I believe this is the city that's up here. Yes, it is. So now we're going to wait. And I think what we're going to do is we'll have to start trying to influence them, rather than just, like, knocking them out or whatever. It's kind of just a waste of time. Especially because, like we were saying, we want to go down to Isabel, so doing anything other than just fully sending our dudes down there is kind of a waste of time right now. For now, I'm going to put the army commander to sleep, make sure all these guys heal up. There's 1 in the army commander, this guy can heal up. So yeah, and by the time we get down there, our settlement limit should go up again, if I remember correctly, or if I'm not mistaken, rather. We still have to train a siege unit, so that's something that I will probably do in a second here once we disperse this free people and this army commander gets finished. Nice, so this guy can just wait here. Excellent. So there's a bit of a gap between territory here. We'll probably put, like, maybe a city or 2 in there once we get our settlement limit increased. I'm going to just start sending these guys down because this guy on his own can disperse that. So now that this is done, let's see if we have a siege unit. We don't actually have one that we can do, which is fine. We're just going to make the cheapest wonder that we can make, the Gate of Nations. Have this guy get sucked up. Have this guy get sucked up. Excellent. So we're 1 turn away from influencing that, so we're just gonna chill for a second. Don't know where Tecumseh is. To be honest, if he was in this region there that I'm looking at, I probably would go to him instead, but at the moment I don't know if that's where he is, so unless we, like, randomly bump on him, so to speak, then I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's start influencing these guys. The reason that I want to influence them, like I said, is that I want to make sure all my resources are focused on Isabel, and there's no real reason to worry about some random free settlement. So we have 8, and then whatever's in that. So we have, like, 12 probably dudes that are going to be going down to try to deal with her and what she has. That should be enough, honestly. I probably won't need anything more. There's a chance I could. While that's there, we're going to buy another warrior. So yeah, I wanted... There's a Tecumseh settler, I believe. So yeah, I wanted to try to... This is also the first time I think I've ever seen Tecumseh in Egypt, by the way. I just want to point that out. So yeah, I wanted to try to have this be a bit different than the other playthrough that I did, where, you know, I kind of took... Well, the other two playthroughs, for that matter, where I kind of took my time and, you know, read through everything. I've played Persia once before, and, you know, while it was kind of a fast game, like I said, just a blitz on deity, I figured that this would be decent for the little series, and, you know, doing him, rather doing this version of Xerxes, like I wanted to do for my series. Ideally, if I can get all three, or rather the whole playthrough, done in an hour or two, that would be excellent, because, you know, it could just be one episode, and maybe not post this throughout the course of the week, but again, if I can do it in 1 or 2 episodes, then that would be perfect for the timeline, because of course Grand Columbia, or not Grand Columbia, sorry, but Simon Bolivar comes out in 1 week from the day that I'm recording this, so, you know, that is of course very cool. I expect to do exactly like I did with Ada Lovelace. So, there's kind of a decision space of if I want to try to yoink that settler away from Tecumseh. I don't really see the value in doing that, to be honest, because while I would totally get it, it's kind of just a waste of time, and I'd rather just let him settle some random city and then worry about taking it later. So there are guys up here hitting this, which is fine, because we're going to not be buying a guy there, because it's an unrest, unfortunately. So let's just head over there with that, and send this guy over there. Keep sending these guys to the south. Again, the best case scenario is we bump on Tecumseh somewhere in there, we find him, and then maybe after Isabel can go to him. We'll see, though. Right now, we're at 55% on age progress, so I mean, you know, realistically speaking, we don't have too long left on the age. Maybe another 30 turns. So this mountain range is actually quite annoying in terms of its positioning. There's another city from Isabel. How many do each of them have? Let's take a look here. She has 3, he has 4. So why don't we... We're going to go with her. There's going to be quite a... She has the least, obviously, so it's better that way anyway. We're going to go with her, though. Do I want to split push this? The answer is I don't think so. This guy's going to take a minute to get out of that, like, dead zone that he's in.
No man.
Well, I take that back, actually. I could probably split push it. I don't know if that's worth it, though. We're going to go with a market now. I just don't know if it's worth it. This Argos is, like, actually kind of in a decent position in terms of geography. So I think we'll go with this for now, and try to hit this city. Only make martyrs. So we only get 1 war support, kind of bad, but it should be okay. The best case scenario here, of course, is that we just straight up overpower her with what we have. I'm going to put these guys to sleep up there. These guys I'm just going to put on the elephant, they can chill. These guys are still working their way down. So we're going to send this guy here, and we're going to have 2 fight there, and then we're going to have our other army commander and other dudes fight down there. I wish I could have supported that, actually. The +3 kind of would have been huge here, but that's okay. It would make up for the fact that we're down 1, but it's alright. Unpack everybody. And then, yeah, we're just going to send everybody up to Argos. They do have a hoplite, which is, of course, pretty strong, but I think that we should be able to win overall, given how many guys we have here. Didn't quite realize that was a hostile city-state. I probably should have hit that instead of the, or rather, instead of what I did there, but it's okay. These guys are not hostile. That there. I don't think we're going to be getting additional war support, unfortunately, given how like drastically behind we are in terms of influence. There's no chance we get any extra, so I mean, that's a little bit unlucky, but it should be fine, all things considered. I'll move this guy up. So that's the district defenses down. Pretty good for us. Bronze working. So that kind of fucks up our slinger here, but it's okay because that should kill the hoplite. Excellent. So we lost a warrior down there. I'm going to keep hitting the city instead of the archer that's over here. I think it's just better this way. This should take the city too. Yep, excellent. So there's Argos. We'll go with science, I guess, is fine. Obviously, we're going to go militaristic. Here, we're going to pick up the extra influence because this boosts our war support. Monument seems like a decent selection here. I should have built it on the open spot, but that's okay. So we're currently at our settlement limit. That's another settlement limit we'll get, so that's a fucking huge pickup. I think we want to go... These are both kind of decent. I think we're going to go with the happiness penalty from unrest. Just because of how much we're taking from other, like, nations here. It seems like the most logical choice. Alrighty. How are we looking down here? So these guys are about to get to the city. Let's unpack everybody here. And then just send them over this way. So what's kind of annoying is that we can't hit them there. It's fine, you know, but it's kind of annoying, obviously, because we'd like to just be able to beat them up. They're right there. And she has another city right here. Actually, no, I take that back. That's Tecumseh. That's right there. So I should have done this before, but we get to add 1 to our war support. So now we're only -1, which is not terrible. We'll heal up that slinger while it's there. We'll hit that archer while it's there. Heal this guy up while it's there. And then we're just going to heal up our dudes that are here and then get prepared to go to wherever the next city is. I actually have no idea, so right now at least it's fine. That's another Tecumseh city, so we're not going to really be doing anything there right away because that's, you know, not somebody we're dealing with or fighting right now. Send this down here. And this is full healed, so we're going to suit that up. This down here. The worst case scenario is that the border of that is actually, like, too far to where we're not able to properly go past, which I think is actually the case, unfortunately. I might be wrong, I might have just misseen, but 4 more warriors coming is actually kind of big. Send this down to make it 5. So as it stands, it looks like this is where most of their military is, so we're going to want to send those dudes over there probably fast. So all these places are pretty unhappy, kind of sad, but that's how it is. Suit these guys up, attack the warriors that are there. Send those over. And then I'm just going to get this army commander on his way, because the quicker they get over here, the better, because we're obviously going to have to deal with, you know, fighting as a Sir, or Azur. Anyway, the quicker that we get them over there, the better, because obviously this is going to be, you know, a... probably a very prolonged fight that might go in my favor, might not, so making sure that we, that just saves button presses, I think. Making sure that we get them there now is obviously better than not. Yeah, they have a lot of archers here. That's 3. Bronze working will finish rather shortly here, although based on everything that's going on, I don't actually think that we're gonna win out there. We're -5 in our capital. That's kind of unlucky. Though we don't have any really science or anything else production, so I mean, that probably makes sense as to why we're very behind. Us not being able to hit that is actually really bad. So let's just send everybody this way. And I guess I can put this to sleep. Put that to sleep. Turn that over. So here there's 2 kind of like options that I have. The correct one I think is actually just having it hit the city there. It was a small bit of damage, but I mean like that might add up over time, and I mean as long as nothing goes drastically wrong, we'll be fine. I still don't think I'm able to train siege units, which kind of sucks, but that's alright. Yeah, wheel is where we get, like, the ballista thingy. I'm gonna go producing infantry units. Plus 3 gold on every town is actually very good, because we have a ton of towns. Of course, we never flipped a lot of these to cities. In fact, we haven't yet. So that's gonna be an immortal. Argos is gonna give us another immortal. I guess our capital will give us an immortal. So what sucks here is that we're not going to be able really to have these guys have an impact, so this will probably be like a second conflict type of impact that they're going to have. Just because, like, we're not going to... These guys won't be probably making it down there realistically to have an impact. So, you know, keeping it in that perspective, or from that perspective. Well, I wish I did that first, because I would have gotten 2 for less than the price of 1, so that would have been pretty good. Looks like we did lose our warrior that was over there. So let's just back up now and kind of, like, feign a bit of a retreat here, because we're just going to wait for the immortals to show up, as well as the rest of our units that are coming down as well. So we have probably... She gets Argos? No. I want the other city, though, which she gave to me. Sweet. So that actually worked out. Now we can look at maybe fighting Tecumseh, because we're actually pretty ahead now in terms of what we have. Like, we got a free city, basically, that we probably weren't getting if it wasn't for her taking it, or allowing us to have it, rather, in that peace deal. So that was pretty big for us, I would say. So let's send everybody down. So we're at 64% on age, which means, again, we have probably, like, a small percentile of turns left. I mean, it's not a small amount, but they're right next to this volcano. But it's still not, like, an insanely high number. How are we looking with our settlement cap? We're 1 under. We're going to get 1 more in a turn here. Here we're at -4, so we want to just not build anything that's going to give us minus to our happiness. Same kind of thing that I employed while I was doing the Ada Lovelace playthrough, as well as some of my other playthroughs, just trying to not go too far under the cap, because there's no point, right? We get no benefit to that. If we go 16 under where we ideally should be, like, there's no good that's going to come out of that. So I'm going to fully abandon this city in terms of our defense of it, because honestly I think it'll be fine. She probably won't be able to do anything about it. We get a free immortal there as well. And worst case scenarios, I can just buy a dude or something to go down there if I have to. So yeah, 1 more turn here. That'll give us the... We'll just put this guy to sleep. 1 more turn will give us the settlement cap over that we need. Right there. So now we're at 7 of 7. Do I have the ability to... Settlement limit right there. So 9 turns and we're going to get another one. The reason I want that, or I care about that, is because it's very likely that we're going to be getting a city from Tecumseh here. Maybe even 2. And if that's the case, obviously, I want to make sure that the cap is already kind of in effect. Or we're already prepared for going over the cap. 13 turns till we can train a siege unit to get that quest completed. Let's just send everybody down. This guy can go to sleep. Actually, we're going to make him into an immortal. Then he can go to sleep. Up here, we finally hit positive on that. So we're going to do garden, because we don't get a happiness loss on it. I believe these are slingers can be turned into archers. So that's something we're going to look to do. When the time comes, of course. When they get into our territory. And obviously we want to hoard up our influence. I mean, right now, we're not at a decent amount of influence at all. And realistically speaking, we probably won't be for the rest of, you know, this age. We might have enough to get 2 points towards our war support with him. Which will either be very good or very bad. Alright. So, like, income-wise, we're actually kind of behind, which is surprising. I will actually support the reconciliation. It means that she'll be less likely to want to funk with me, and that's just the best case scenario, I think, because, you know, I obviously don't want to probably fight her for the rest of antiquity here. If we, like, have to, then I mean, I guess I will, but obviously I'd rather just leave it as we're on whatever terms, because, you know, it's just better that way. We're gonna go with gold. So how many, he's at 4 cities, and 2 of them are right in front of me there. Ancient Walls seems to be the best pickup that we could do. And I think it's probably next turn going to be where we go to war and deal with all that. So he has a city on the side here. So what we're going to probably do is go for his like main city that we're touching and then go for the one on the side there. I don't know if we're going to be able to get our settlement cap to 9 before the end of that. So it's highly likely that, you know what I mean, we're going to be, excuse me, a little bit behind, but that's okay. We can go one more turn. Nothing can go wrong from being a little bit safe here. As of course I like to play safe. So I do have to say, as I've said before, combat is my favorite part of this game, so doing this is very, very pleasing. We're going to go the plus there, but then we're going to go to war, so it's just not going to matter at the end of the day. I'm going to keep building ancient walls. I actually should be concerned with getting a wonder down, but that's okay. Let's declare war. We only get 1, which again is kind of bad for us, but hopefully it won't matter. There's their capital city. Send this immortal in. I don't know why I'm calling them immortals when it's immortal, but, you know, how it be. Hit that archer. These guys over here. Alright, excellent. So right now we're actually kind of like clicking pretty well, I would say. The best case scenario is going to be we get Waset with little to no problems here, which, I mean, it's what's about to happen by the looks of it. Which is going to mean that we will probably be able to, like, just actually run a campaign straight through everything that he has here. This gives us a promotion for the Jimmy here. We're going to unpack this guy now, put them this way, and then send them up towards his city over here. I can't promote this yet because it's not our territory, so we're going to wait till we have the city to actually send them away. That way we can get the free little promotion on them that we wouldn't otherwise be able to get. The same goes to these warriors, not promotion, sorry, the upgrade. The same goes to those warriors, by the way. We will hold them there as well, so that way we can get the immortals out of them. Or rather, turn them into immortals. Alright, there's our settlement cap going up. Very good. We want to go... I mean, here it probably doesn't matter. I'm going to go with tactics just because it's there, but, like, it really doesn't matter, I don't think, in that regard. Let's just wait a second before we turn that over, because we're going to get the city. Sorry, we took out the defenses. Now we just have to take out the archer, or not the archer, the settler that's in there. Excellent. So, I believe that finished the actual path, if I'm not mistaken, the military path. It did. Awesome. So now we're at 74 on age turnover. We're going to keep the city. 74 on age turnover. We're going to go with the migrant. I don't see a reason not to just take the migrant. I'm not going to assign those, actually. Not yet, at least. Here, we're going to upgrade to an immortal. So now we have, like, what is probably going to be, what, like, realistically speaking, maybe 10, 15 more turns at most. So we want to make sure that we are doing as much as we can right now to, you know, get whatever we can and that we, you know, realistically want to have before the age turnover. Here we're just going to take the 2 production. We should win that, so I shouldn't have to worry about it. So best case scenario here, excuse me, is that we win their city over here, and that, like, basically would give us full control over the continent. I mean, I probably should have upgraded that. So they wouldn't really be able to do much. I mean, they probably can't do much anyway, but, you know. Right now, he has 3 cities. She has 1 city somewhere, and I'm guessing it's somewhere down here on the coast. But even if that's the case, like, it's still way out of the way that it doesn't matter. So here, I think we're going to go with just the free civic. Discipline is what we pick up there. So barracks is going to give us -2, but because we get 2 out of it, it basically is a net even, so that's a fine pickup, I think. Just have that heal. And then we're going to send these down. So what I just said, right, is that they've got to be somewhere below us, I think. At least that's what would make sense to me. These guys all get upgraded into immortals. It's what would make sense to me is that they're somewhere to the south, the last of their cities and all that. So getting that taken care of is the best way to do it, is just start sending guys preemptively down there, because, you know what I mean, it's where we're going to want them eventually, if that's where their cities are, which, again, I believe that's where they are, so if we can maybe get, you know, 1 more city outside of the one in the corner there from them, then we're just way ahead, so, you know. Beat that up. So that city's going to fall. It does indeed appear that their cities are to the south. I guess this little trade route here would also explain that. It does not look like there is a city there, or free people there anymore. Are we at war with these guys? We are not. Have them shoot the army commander. I don't see a downside in it, so might as well. Yeah, and we're just going to insta-start sending these guys down to the south, like we were just talking about. We know that's where they are, so there's no reason to keep these guys just chilling not that way. This should be Kemenu, which we will keep. Down. You go down. It do go down. And then we're just going to start sending them to the south, these guys to the south, this guy gets turned into an immortal. So the one thing that's going to suck here, for sure, is the fact that, you know, obviously we're going to lose all of this in age turnover, but in the same breath, we're going to have a million towns that will then be able to turn into cities, and I'm not going to bother at all, in fact, worrying about turning them over until we get to the next stage, or rather turning them into cities until we get to the next stage. There's just no point right now. Well, actually, I take that back. Isn't one of the legacies that your towns get to remain as, or your cities get to remain as cities for the military, like, legacy? So that actually might be worth it just to save us money in age turnover. Maybe that's what I'll do then. It puts us way ahead in that regard, because we'll just go into the age with a bunch of cities, and, you know, it'll be all money that we spent during this age, rather than later on. We're able to buy other things with our money. I probably shouldn't have left that archer alone there, but I mean, it's not going to matter. Let's heal this guy up. Send this down. Send this down. This guy can start heading down. Can start heading down. Can start heading down. And then, yeah, because of that, we're going to go to, like, this place. And this place is actually really behind in happiness. I mean, so are all of these cities, for that matter. We have no happiness buildings that we're able to put down, but we are going to buy this into a city. And we're going to buy that not into a city, never mind. So we're looking for anything that isn't happiness related, that being one of them, so let's just do that. We're going to go with the extra science. Go with combat strength for units in enemy territory. That's obviously really good. So that is a very big pickup for me, actually, having that down, because now we're able to start boosting our happiness, just like we were talking about. Or rather, just like we were talking about wanting to do. So that's going to allow us to do that. I didn't realize there was a guy there. GG. Beat you up. So, obviously, I want to go gobble that up, but I think I'm going to wait. Maybe take this last city down here from Tecumseh, maybe another one if he has it, and then try to maybe knock him out of the game here. Obviously, taking that from Isabel would probably be much better, but I just don't really care enough. Like, she can have that there. It's annoying that she put it where she did, but, like, I mean, it's just what it is. I'm not going to give up what I've already committed to as being my plan just because of one small thing. I mean, to be honest with you, these two might be able to take it over on their own, so let's see if they can do that, actually. And they'll have, like, one more immortal come in from the north up there. That should be enough to, excuse me, take over the city. Maybe not, but, like, I mean, that should be. I will agree to that. Eh, whatever. That volcano erupting is very timely, I suppose, because we would have been there very soon. So dodging it is kind of big. So they have another settler that's coming out. That should be fine. I mean, we're not going to really be dealing with it at all, so... We're getting no influence per turn, by the way, I just realized. That's rather unlucky. So this is a really big, wide strategy that I haven't really tried just yet. I mean, I kind of did it in the one playthrough that I was doing, but at the same time, not on this level. So we're gonna see if I can hold this, like, Persian Empire together. Role-playing actual Persia. So that said, let's turn this into a city. And then we're gonna start building the villa here. So we're at -7 or whatever, so it's not like it's going to actually turn over and matter all right now, but it'll matter long term, I think, in the sense that once it turns over, you know, we'll actually have a decent chance of not having people be just uber upset at us. Yeah, we'll hit that. I mean, that was kind of rough in the sense that we lose our dudes for it, but I mean, it's alright. And again, if he, like, wins this, honestly, it's fine, because we're not actually going to be behind in the sense that, like, age is turning over in however many turns, you know, another maybe 10 or so, so it's like, even if, got a free immortal, sweet, even if, you know what I mean, we just completely lose our military here, like, it just doesn't matter. That did fuck up our immortal, though, I believe. Just have this guy go to sleep. Their combat strength is actually kind of on par with us now. I was not really prepared for that one to happen. Let's go to war with Isabel. Right back at it. I don't think... Oh no, we can add 1 to it. So we get 1 boost to our combat here. So, not ideal, obviously, but it should be fine. We're only trying to take 1 city, so I mean, that should be fine. It should be 100% feasible with what we have. No. I don't support this. What about us getting that? Excellent. So that was enough to get peace from him. We also picked up a new civilization. Or a new, new civ for next age. So now we have most of our continent under our control, which is, again, exactly kind of where we wanted to be. I should have done this before, but let's train that ballista just to, you know, completely finish the little progress in the corner there. So we're -3 on happiness, so let's pop this villa in. That's going to boost us to a solid +1. I mean, 1's not 0. I believe we need 1,000 to upgrade basically any city, so not even going to consider that until we get to that point with money. I'm just going to have all these guys heal. I mean, at this point, okay, yeah, that's the one city that we can't fuck with. At this point, like, there's really not much more to do with everybody, honestly. We're just going to suit this up. Because, like, at our best bet right now, we continue our war with Isabel, maybe take one of her cities, maybe 2, knock her out now. We're in the same position we were with what we were trying to do with Tecumseh, where we just want to take away whatever we can from him, and, or in this case, her, and, you know, maybe that'll benefit us in the sense that we win out and are able to get her other city, which I actually don't know where it would be. Maybe over here. I'm not too positive as to where it could be hiding. My guess is that's where it is, but I mean, I guess it might not be. These slingers slowly making their way down. There's our free immortal. Oh wait, I'm stupid. I just gave up dispersing that. It's okay, I believe I can just do that next turn, so I'm not going to worry about it. We lost our Jimmy that was there, GG. I think, like, part of it was the volcano, to be honest. I think it was a bit of both. So 20% on age. Sorry, 18% on age now. There's our siege units. We have 17 for the victory condition, 17 points towards it. That is absolutely insane. I guess we just covered the one there. I mean, it's fine. Can he disperse it from here? No, he cannot. Or he might not be able to disperse it, like, at all, but that's okay. So these guys will get suited up. We'll send this over here. Is this full? I believe it's full. So yeah, we'll just send the rest of everybody over that way. Based on my calculations, we should take the city right here. Unlocked Inca. I will keep that city as well. And then their last settlement should be somewhere to the south. Like I said, my guess is over here based on where that hoplite also just came from. So if I can get down there before the age turns over, then we're in great shape. She has one city left, and so does Tecumseh, so next age we might be able to do that. I'm not too sure what civ I want to pick going into the next age. I'm not sure if I want to do, like, you know, what I have hoped to do before, which is somewhat lore accurate, like what realistically the age would turn into, or the civ would turn into in the next age. So I'm not sure where we would go with Persia. I'd have to take a look, but I'll probably go somewhat of a combat related civ because, you know, it's something. So it looks like we're gonna have to buy out minus 19 happiness. So we're gonna have to buy out a dude over here just to prevent that thing from dispersing our city. And then, yeah, we're going to keep sending everybody this way. I'm not even going to really think about the free people that are there. Like, it just doesn't matter. I don't really care to promote it. Just kind of a waste of time. These guys can go down. I'll have these guys fight the hoplite. And this can go down. So this is her last city, which means it will probably be difficult for me to take. Why did I send these guys up here? Do I even recall? An immortal or a migrant? We're going to go with the immortal. City's at minus 13, so I'm not even going to attempt to do anything with that. Just like before, like, it's kind of pointless in my opinion. Because I can turn it into a city and then buy the or not buy it, but like have it start putting down a villa, but it's just like it's not going to be happy even with the villa, so you know what I mean, there's no point. We're sitting at a crisp 9 influence. The hoplite just disappeared. We're going to put this guy to sleep here. 84% now on age. Because of the way that the map is laid out too, there's almost no chance that she'll be able to get to a city, or rather put a city down in a spot that we wouldn't be able to see. We'll take the 1-3 there. So we should be able to answer that in almost any way. I'm just gonna have this heal and then we'll put that to sleep. I don't know why I sent it up there, but me sending it up there is like the death nail for it, because it's not gonna really have an impact for probably the rest of the game. We're gonna preemptively, it's an unrest. So we're gonna preemptively buy a dude there, but because it's an unrest, of course we can't. This is the army commander with a ton of dudes. Yeah, we're just going to put that to sleep. That should kill the archer. It did. Excellent. So, like, her military presence is actually kind of decent here. The thing is that we're so ahead in terms of where we're at everywhere else. It doesn't matter that she has a decent chunk of military because we're just going to be able to take over anyway. Like, we have enough to where we should be able to just throw it at them and be fine. Picking up a ton of milestones, by the way, is very big here. Of course, we want to have that turnover be as good as it can be. Or sorry, when the age turns over, we want it to be as good as it can be because, you know, it's more of a benefit that we get. And then, yeah, like we were talking about, right, we're just going to hit the hoplites here, even though there's no, like, insanely big thing that we get from it, because we have a decent amount of immortals and other units. The more damage we do on the front line like that, the better it is long-term, because, you know, then we just have whatever more to deal with. They have less things to deal with us, and we have... While we'll be down in terms of units in, like, the smaller sense, we'll have essentially more. Like, as long as it's not, like, a walled city, for instance, we should be able to deal with it pretty handily, I would say. Okay, so we are actually kind of getting fucked up down here. I need to buy a boat, I believe. I cannot buy a boat. I will just buy ballista. Skip the promotion. I don't really care about that. To be honest, as long as the free people get this, I'm not upset about it, as long as it's not her, because her getting it would just mean, like, we have to, you know what I mean, go back and take it again eventually, but free people getting it is obviously not as bad as just, again, her having it. Can we put down... No, we can't. So this is just a saw pit, then. Looks like we're getting harassed down here. My favorite. By a galley. Not where it's at. Alright. Keep sending these guys over. That should take out the hoplite. Excellent. Sets us up to kill the next one that's right there. Send these guys down. This over. So it's gotta literally be, like, right on the corner there. Kind of unlucky about it is that we're not going to actually, I don't think, be able to take it. Not at least right away. Which is unlucky, but we have probably, like, 6 turns or so. And what that means is just that we're technically not even really close to it, just because, you know, we have so much that we have to do to get there even, and we also have to fight. We have to fight her still anyway, that any delay is probably bad for us. Like, we have these guys coming down, and that's all fine. Where did the galley go? Did it, like, insta-die? I bet it insta-died. Like, it just, I don't know, like I said, it just means to me that we're probably not going to get it, and, like, that settler, too, is even more bad news for us, just because, you know, it's one more thing that we're going to have to worry about, especially if she puts the city down. It's one more thing we're going to have to worry about, so... Want our immortal to get that last hit. Have this guy heal. These guys go down. Is she at war with Tecumseh? I kind of want to know. No, it's literally just us. Okay. Yeah, we're going to take these 7 food. 1 happiness tile. We're going to pick up bronze working 2 if we're able to, simply because that would allow us... again, I don't really care. We're going to go with that. That would allow us to... We have to go with the science there, I think. That'll allow us to... I already forgot what I was fucking saying. Great. Big brain. It doesn't matter. All that matters is, again, that we are able to put enough pressure where we're able to sweep what's left of the defenses and maybe take it over. Obviously, we want to heal on our mortals, so that's why we want our mortals to last it. We're going to back out of this real quick, pop this ballista down, and then send... Oh, no, we don't want to send the immortal in there. We want to send our army commander in there. I'll put the immortal in the water, actually. Like, that's going to die, too, to the archer, but the same thing we were just talking about. If we have, like, 6 more, you know what I mean, units than her or something going into this, then we're technically fine. And we have an army commander that's full right here. 3 immortals and an archer. So basically anything that we have is just going to be plus here. We have 12% till turnover, which means probably, like, you know... I don't know off the top, but it's not a lot of turns left, so we kind of have to try to get there soon. I'm guessing it's like right where my cursor is. Excuse me, somewhere in this region. Great, a blizzard. Big codex here, that was kind of a big pickup for us. Altar gives us 3 happiness, that's actually kind of big too. It's another 3 happiness altar. All these guys can go down still. So that blizzard, like, completely fucked with our units here. Fortunately, I think it fucked with hers as well. There the city is. We finally found it. Put this guy to sleep. So 12. So... if it's undefended, we can probably take it, or even slightly undefended. Anything else is going to probably end up being difficult for us. So, you know, that's not good. Okay, another galley. Excellent. We should be able to... Okay, I was going to disperse it, but that works too, I suppose. Not quite what I wanted to do. We will... I should have raised that, actually. But we will keep it now. Alright. I mean, we're kind of not in bad shape, all things considered. I mean, we're definitely, like, way over our settlement cap, which is bad, but for this being, like, our first start here to what we're doing, I think it's fine. We'll go into age turnover, like, probably 1 or 2 over, and then we'll just have to pick up a couple settlement caps, civics, and hope that that's enough to keep us from being too far over. She still only has 1 city, so does he. That's his last city, so once we hit exploration, unless anything goes crazy wrong, we should be able to just take those cities from them, and that would leave 2 people on another continent, and we'll have a whole continent to ourselves to... I believe for the objective here, we have to develop nukes, so we'll have a whole continent to ourselves, basically, to develop nuclear weapons, which should be fine. The good old 1 influence per turn. There's a volcanic eruption, there's a wonder, there is Normans unlocked, not really going to matter, I don't think. We'll have to read where we're at in terms of things. Like, I'm probably just going to end up going with Spanish. I actually think they're a very decent exploration civ. At least they're the ones that I like playing with the most. But, again, we'll have to see. I might go with somebody else. Normans might be pretty good for what I want to do. We can't go that way, so I guess we gotta go that way. Up here. I can unpack right now, too. Oh, that is their actual capital, too, I'm pretty sure. Okay, we did not unpack, we just moved them. That's a little unlucky, but that's fine. They have a settler right there, so it looks like they're probably going to get another city down before we are able to take out their capital here, especially because their capital has walls. It's also 4% on age turnover, so I mean, we're going to probably have to win, like, right now, you know, in order for us to have a chance at doing that. What do we got here? 2 monuments, I will take the happiness. It's just our best bet here because we're so behind in terms of happiness. Still at -11, by the way. That's very bad. Here, I guess we just go with a garden. It will help the city grow, and I am okay with that. We'll go with the 6, too. I'm not going to worry about overbuilding. So 4% on turnover is actually really bad, all things considered. That means that we have probably 4 turns at most to deal with stuff, maybe even less if somebody else finishes in a legacy path. Fortunately, we've kind of been so... Great Barrier Reef. We've kind of been so aggressive that I don't think anybody's been able to, like, actually progress themselves the way that they would probably like to, so that's a good thing for us. It means that these other civs are probably not really close to, at least the ones on this continent are not very close to having, you know, like, wonders in their cities or something when we've taken over 3 cities and, you know, their wonders that they may have had there are now ours. The real big thing, though, is if we're going to be able to get anybody else there in time before the turnover happens. I think we will, but, you know, it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass. They do have walls here, too, so, again, getting through those is kind of going to be a pain as well. It shouldn't be terrible, but, you know, it's not just going to be as straightforward as hitting them until they die. I do not care about the merchant. You can go to sleep. So we, again, have, like, probably 4 turns here, 3 now. I do not want to go with peace. Not yet, at least. Here, we're going to take the Codex. I'm not sure how close we are to the science path. We need 10, and we have how many displayed? 3. Probably because we don't have buildings to display them, which is bad. But I don't think I want to build those because of the fact that it puts us much further behind in terms of happiness. And we're already pretty bad right now in terms of happiness, or pretty bad in terms of our position with happiness. But, we'll see. So those hoplites probably won't get there to have an impact, which is going to be nice. We're just going to keep hitting their capital city. This army commander can just heal. So as long as age turnover doesn't happen right away, if it's 2 more turns, then we're going to be fine, which it looks like it's going to be. If it happens right away, though, then obviously we're not in the best shape, but that's fine. Go with the wall, because it's the only thing I realistically think we're going to be able to finish. I will overbuild the chicken. And I will take another chicken. I mean, I'm going to keep sending these guys over, even though they're not going to, like, get there in time. It's fine. I did not mean to swap them. It's okay, though. Hit that. Excellent, so that district just fell. We just took control of it. Now we literally just have to beat this last one up until we get it. Which, again, is hopefully going to happen before age turnover. She still has 1 settlement, which means that has not settled yet. Which means that if we can get this, then she'll be eliminated, which is, of course, huge. We'll just have to deal with Tecumseh. We'll have to deal with keeping our giant empire happy, and also deal with Tecumseh being the only other nation on this continent, unless other people... I did not want to swap them. Unless other people, of course, settle over here and colonize this side of the world, which is possible. I guess I just put him in the water, right? Turn over that. This guy can just chill. I'm just gonna put this guy to sleep. There's no point. Like, moving him is cool and all, but it really won't matter at the end of the day, so, you know. As long as it doesn't turn over right here, we're fine. I think. We still have to kill the army commander that's there too. Kind of bad, all things considered, but I think, again, it'll be fine. So we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to roll with it and see how it goes. I mean, it's on literally, like, 2 HP. That drops the district defense, or the walls on it. So now we just have to kill the army commander and then move into the city. Where it's going to be bad is if that hoplite goes in there, because then we won't... it'll be something else that we have to kill that's in there. It would be a great defense of their last city, though. Yeah, I moved in there. So now we have quite a bit to deal with before the age turns over. That is a large percentage of negative that we have right now. That is a negative, like, 16 happiness. That is really bad. That city is not happy. So let's beat this up. So hopefully... Okay, we got it. That's actually huge. I was going to say, hopefully, even if it turns over here, we still get it. So that's actually really big. I probably should have... Oh, we got a codex or something. Cool. Alright, well, that was actually very good. The age is going to turn over here in literally like 2 seconds. So currently as it stands, there's Tecumseh with 1 city, which is over here, and 2 other civs on another continent. At the moment, this will be probably very interesting going into exploration. A lot of what we've got to do here is going to be managing our empire, kind of like Rome, where we've got to keep our people happy all across the empire. I like the bug where the thing shows up, but I'm just going to skip. So that was good. Overall, I would say that was pretty successful. It was a little bit longer than I was hoping for. I was hoping to maybe do everything totally, but we only missed 4 Civ pickups. We also cannot play as Spain, unfortunately. So, that said... So, historically, Mongols would be cool. The thing is, like... I want to be able to keep our happiness in check. I also really want to be able to try to knock Tecumseh out. So we're going to go with Mongols, I think. Or Mongolia, rather. Might be incorrect, but we'll see.
Steps brace for a coming storm. One of horses, valor, and endless ambition. The Mongols ride forth.
So, that's pretty sweet. I would say this went very well, actually. We took a lot. We are at our settlement cap, which is very good. All of these settlements also seem pretty happy, which is good to know. We'll have to see, though. I think I'm going to choose our legacies here and then end the video. We'll do Athena. So, all of that for us to get no legacies. I'm confused. I'll take it. I'm not going to question it, but I'm confused. So yeah, we'll set up everything like we usually do. We'll send some gold here, because that is, of course, a minus. Plus 5% production, we'll send that to the capital. We'll send this other production to the capital. This is more gold. I'm going to put the camel in the capital, actually. And then we'll set the jade to the capital. So this is plus 3 happiness. I mean, all of these actually look pretty good, to be honest. So we'll go with that. And then, I think we just go with that. Tecumseh still only has 1 city. So that's something to keep in mind, that we'll probably look to do that. We'll go with this. Okay, seems pretty good. 3 gold in every town is very big here. Again, we have a bunch of towns, obviously, so that's huge. I'm going to start immediately sending everybody over to Tecumseh, to be honest. I think that wanting to take him out is going to be the best bet here. Or trying to take him out now before he settles anything new is going to be the best bet, so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to try to prepare to do that. We have a large percentage of dudes all the way up here, so, you know. A lot of army commanders, actually, for Mongols. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Alrighty, that looks to be the end here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This was, again, very successful, I think, at least. And when we pick this back up, whenever the next episode comes out for it. We're gonna see if we can knock Tecumseh out and maybe, just maybe, dominate the rest of the world. But catch everybody later. Bye bye.